For Asgard! So I saw Thor Ragnarok today, and this movie, not much to say about this movie, but other than this movie was freaking fantastic. I absolutely loved it. Okay, well, what's it about? So, Thor Ragnarok is about Thor, the Marvel hero and the Norse god of thunder. He fights this demon. I forget the name of the demon. And he tells me, that Ragnarok is going to be coming upon Asgard, which in Norse mythology, Ragnarok is the end of the world. Well, he tells Odin that, and actually this isn't a spoiler from this in the first 10 minutes, that Odin is actually Loki, and then they find that Loki has to take him to where he hid Odin, and Odin tells him that, yes, Ragnarok is upon us, but you have a sister named Hela, who is the firstborn and is the goddess of death, and he's coming to bring the end of the world to Asgard. And that's all I'm really going to tell you, because if I do that, I'm pretty much going to tell you the whole movie. So, what worked in this movie? What was great? The humor was fantastic. What the tone of the movie is within the first 10 minutes. You think it's going to be this action-packed romp, which it still is, but at the same time, though, it's a very funny movie. The humor is actually really, really good in this movie. I can't stress how funny this movie is. There are one-liners I'm just sitting there laughing because, Thor's still, kind of learning, the basis of, human interaction, and it's amazing to look at. And Tom Hiddleston is still Loki, and he is amazing as Loki. I don't think anyone will ever be able to play Loki, and I don't think Tom Hiddleston will ever be able to grow out of this kind of role, because this is his role. If anyone says Loki, the first thing I think of is Tom Hiddleston. Chris Hemsworth is great as Thor. He's always been great as Thor. I never really doubted whether or not he could act. He's been in other movies and he's done just fine. Chris Hemsworth is a capable actor. And, Jeff Goldblum, he plays a character in this movie who, I don't really want to get into what he does, but his character is great. Really, there isn't much that was wrong with this movie. Everything was great, and it didn't really kind of borrow from other Marvel movies, a lot of Marvel movies have done in the past. For example, that's kind of what happened in Spider-Man Homecoming. They borrowed a lot from Iron Man, and that kind of took away from the movie in my mind. Whereas Thor Ragnarok felt like its own universe. Hulk is in this movie, and Hulk, you see, they kind of reveal what happened to Hulk at the end of the Avengers 2 movie, where they just disappear. They don't really say what happened to him. Well, they tell you what happened to him in this movie. And they have that, and they have very small cameos from other Marvel heroes, Black Widow's in it for a few seconds, and like I said, Hulk's in it, and a few other ones. Not really going to spoil it, but it felt like its own movie. That's something I really liked about this. I really, really liked about this, and it had a great '80s vibe to it with the soundtrack, and kind of had a strange, the kind of sort of score in the background kind of had its own Stranger Things kind of vibe to it. And I really appreciate that. And, Stan Lee's cameo was pretty awesome. I love Stan Lee's cameo. And there's some jokes in here that just were so hilarious. Now, what did I not like about this? Now, I did say the jokes were awesome, but they're repetitive. They got very repetitive in parts. And I was if you just would have went the normal route, it would have worked a lot better. And, it's okay, this isn't funny anymore. You kind of, the joke isn't funny if you see it coming. And that's something I really didn't like about this movie, is that you kind of saw the joke coming, and that really kind of took it away from me. Other than that, this is another great movie from Marvel. I really, really enjoyed this movie. It's better than the first Thor movie. I haven't seen the first Thor movie in a long time, but I will remember Thor Ragnarok before I remember the original Thor. It's great. It's fantastic to watch. I don't know how else to say this, but you've probably seen other critics say this again. This movie is just amazing. The writing was great. The directing was great. The effects were unbelievably good. Seamless. So you could tell what's fake and what isn't fake, but it was really great. The motion capture was great for a lot of the characters, and in the end, I have to give this movie a 9.5 out of 10. The only thing I could take away from it is the fact that the jokes get repetitive. But other than that, it was awesome. If you're a DC, Marvel, comic book, if you're any sort of fan of movies or comic book movies, you're going to like this one. This one to me is going to stand out. Alright, thank you everyone for watching my review. If you want to watch my last one, it is over here. If I'll click my face right down below and subscribe, that'd be awesome. I try to upload at least once a week, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!